Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and I wish all the viewers a very happy, prosperous, and healthy new year 2022. So, I'm making this video to speak about the Kala Sarpa Dosh, which is already formed in the transit. So, it is from 16th of December 2021 to 13th of April 2022, and this is formed in the transit because all the planets are now hemmed between Rahu and Ketu. So between the axis of Rahu and Ketu, all the planets are hemmed, and the planets feel a lot of pressure, and they are quite uncomfortable being in blocked between Rahu and Ketu. And also, what happens is Rahu and Ketu, because they are always seven houses apart, they divide the chart of a person exactly into two halves. So it may be in any direction, based on where Taurus and Scorpio are sitting in your chart, but it equally divides the chart into two halves, right? And so what would happen is, on one side we'll feel a lot of pressure and we feel helpless on the other side. So the Kal Sarpa Dosha is not continuous one. It is broken when the moon transits out of this Rahu Ketu axis. That is when the Kal Sarpa Dosha is broken. Some say it is partially broken, but it is broken. But what would happen is, because moon is going out of the axis of Rahu and Ketu, and there are no planets sitting there. Generally, moon is comfortable when it gets support from some planet, right? If it is alone, then it feels isolated, it feels depressed, it feels helpless, and this is known as actually Kemadrum dosha in astrology. So it happens in the chart, but in the transit, due to this Kalsarpa dosh, whenever the moon moves out of Rahu Ketu axis and is transiting alone, we can experience these feelings. A person can basically experience this feeling on different fronts wherever the moon is sitting, in which house the moon is sitting, right? So now, to speak about Kal Sarpadosh, as I said, all the planets are hemmed between Rahu and Ketu, and what happens is the planets lose their full potential to give the results. At the same time, a person will have to work extremely hard. He has to try multiple times. Things get very slow, things are delayed, and one has to work very hard to get success. The success is delayed so much that when the person actually gets success, he's kind of not attached to that success. So we can experience all these things during this period. Of course, like I said, when the moon moves out, the moon would be impacted much, right? So this phenomenon would happen till 13th of April, and April is going to be a very crucial month because we'll be seeing the transit of Jupiter into its own sign of Pisces. Rahu and Ketu would be changing signs to Aries and Libra, and Saturn would transit and get into its own Mool Trikon Rashi of Aquarius, wherein Saturn is much relaxed, much happy, and it will give excellent results. Of course, the transit of Saturn is temporary. After 3 months, it's again going to come back into the sign of Capricorn, but the results which it would give when it comes back would be quite different, from what we are experiencing right now. So we can see during this period of Kal Sarpadosh, the COVID cases increasing throughout the world. There would be a surge in the numbers, but I would say this is kind of beginning of end of COVID. I mean, these are my thoughts, because once the Rahu Ketu change their signs, COVID would get much weaker, and we'll have much more control over the COVID, and it would be like any other disease like flu, or any other common fever. Because Rahu and Ketu have added a lot to this COVID pandemic, right? So I'm making this video because you might feel stressed, and right now in transit also, Rahu and Mars are actually aspecting each other. They are seeing each other, and that is also giving lot of aggression to people. and this would happen till 17th of January. So guys, be safe. Don't get frustrated if things are getting delayed or things are not working out, because it's a temporary phenomenon again. Don't get depressed. So soon, in April, things are going to change a lot. The world would be a much better place to live after that. Thank you so much. See you again with another video.